I was on a soap for a while, and she's worked a ton. Like, I think sex scenes are like, it's like, all right, sex scene, got it.
Yeah. Big episode for you. Just come back with a bang. What was your initial reaction when you read the script and realized what was going down?
I loved it. I think after 9 seasons of working with Voight, Jay has grown and changed in so many ways. And I think that this is kind of an awesome episode that helps the character kind of transform a little bit, helps the dynamic between Jay and Voight grow and shift in a positive way. And it lends itself to like, totally new storylines between those two, possibly having a different kind of relationship, a different mutual respect. And it's a nice shift. So I was really excited. And the end, and as far as the end of it goes, that all felt like the next natural step. The two characters have been talking about getting married since, I think the first proposal was the end of last season. Right. And then they talk about it again at the beginning of this season. And then after getting over all of these road bumps of Roy, and then the North character in the FBI coming after the unit, coming after Voight, and the ultimatum and all this stuff, it was like, okay, we're past all this and we're still here. F it, let's do it,
Yeah, I mean, what does that look like moving forward? I mean, first, what does the Voight relationship look like moving forward? Because that definitely, I assume, has changed. It almost feels like it's setting Jay up to eventually take over for Voight.
Voight's not going anywhere. That ain't Voight. We are starting to, we're finishing an episode now where we're seeing that dynamic be a little different, just how the writers are writing it, and Voight kind of coming to Jay and going, okay, let's talk about this. Like, here's what I have going on privately, secretively, and what do you think, and we'll see how it plays out. I think it's up to Jason and I also to see how they are and how the relationship has shifted and what that's going to look like. So that should be fun.
Yeah, definitely.
And as far as Hailey and Jay, I think it doesn't really change anything. I think, look at what they did. They went to a courthouse and they put on a rubber ring. They're like, the characters were already together.
Yeah.
It was an afterthought. It's like, let's just do it and be done with it. And I think I can tease this, but like the next episode starts day 1 after that night, or like a couple days after. And they're wearing the rings and someone's like, did you guys get married? And they're like, yeah. Anyway, what's this case about?
Yeah, so there's not really anything.
Yeah, it doesn't really change. I mean, look, our it's a TV show. Our marriage is on a TV show easy? No. Is the marriage going to affect work, and is work going to affect the marriage? Yes, probably. But for now, this is what we're going with.
We've never had a married couple in the unit, so it's an interesting vibe to see. Obviously, it's a little surprising that it comes out to be you guys.
Yeah, it's interesting. We'll see what they do with that. I'll tell you this: after they put the Roy storyline to bed and we finish episode 9. We spent so much time doing that stuff for the first half of the season that we start to shift the storyline a little bit to, Burgess and Michaela and Ruzek and what that whole triangle is doing and how that is playing out in their work lives and in their private lives. And Atwater has this girlfriend in his life now who he's not being forthcoming with, and he's keeping secrets from, like what he does for a living. And so there's like, there's stuff that we got to flesh out. So that's kind of what we shift to for the next few episodes. So I don't totally know what's coming down the pipe later.
Well, only one couple can be happy at a time, usually in one Chicago world. So.
Or none.
None or one. You can't have more than that. We have to talk about the ending of the episode because I'm pretty sure that's the most intense sex scene I've seen on NBC in a long time.
Okay. All right. I didn't know that. I don't.
Go ahead. What were you going to say?
No, I don't really watch. I guess I don't watch a ton of other stuff. I don't have time for TV. So if you tell me it was intense, then okay, it was intense. I trust you.
You and Tracy obviously have such a great bond on screen and kind of such a great relationship that is formed and this trust with each other. What is it like for you guys now filming all these scenes together, like constantly really being together?
I mean, it's so easy. We've been playing partners and the love interest for so long, that it's like, it's second nature. Also, I was on a soap for a while and she's worked a ton. Like, I think sex scenes are like, it's like, all right, sex scene, got it.
Yeah.
So it's been easy. She's a great scene partner to have. So
yeah, absolutely. Is there something you still want to see Jay go through? I feel like I asked you this before, and like he's gone through so much already. So is there something that like you're still kind of wanting? I'm really grateful to Gwen Segan, our showrunner. Because this episode does shift that dynamic with Voight. And I've been waiting for that to happen for a couple of seasons now, to be honest, because Jay has seen so much. He's been through so much. He's learned so many lessons. He's done it the wrong way. He's done it the right way. He's gotten knocked down. He's picked himself up countless times. And so to see him have a more mature perspective and to go to Voight and say, we're going to do things differently. You're going to bring me in, you're going to listen to me the way I've listened to you, and we're going to lean on each other. I think it's really interesting. And to see that play out, I'm really excited for that. Yeah, 100%. I did want to ask you what your working relationship, you and Jason also have great chemistry, and it came out a lot in the past couple episodes, really. What is it like day to day working with Jason? How have you guys created this bond over the last 9 seasons?
I mean, Jason's funny. Sometimes he's the wise, older mind, and sometimes he's like, your high school buddy. He's a lot of fun. He's very funny. He's got great energy, and sometimes I'm also like his millennial guide. I'm an elder millennial, as they say. And so sometimes he's like, is this okay? And this, and I'm like, we're borderline there. We gotta, so, there's some translation that happens, but yeah, working with somebody for 9 seasons, you really get your family, everyone in intelligence, everybody, we're all, it's a huge family for real. So it's nice that maybe in this storyline we get to see some of that love in a different way,
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Is it tougher for you or more fun for you to prepare for those darker roles where you kind of have to really dive in? I mean, this whole episode, a lot of it was a lot of darker stuff and kind of getting into that nitty gritty.
You know what? It wasn't tougher. It was exciting stuff. It's nice to see Jay kind of tested more. He's got this moral, ethical backbone, and to test that and push those boundaries and say, okay, well, what's the lesser of two evils here? How do you feel about this? You're going to have to do this to accomplish this, this thing, which you feel is justice, but this is ugly. And I think that, we do a great job of telling stories where policing is ugly. It can be very hard, ugly work, and can also be very gratifying too.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
When you do prepare for a harder scene like that, and obviously in these shows we see a lot of that, do you kind of just...
You talk about the scene with the
the homeless guy. There's a scene like that. The past couple episodes you've had some heavy stuff, but through the whole series, you guys have a lot of heavy content. When you're preparing for kind of stuff like that, do you shut everyone out on set? Like, what's your process like when you're kind of trying to get into that mindset? Or are you okay, just kind of snap of fingers, let's go?
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I'm Brian Luch is one of our producers now, and he's still our technical advisor also. And so I'll be talking to him, and I think the more you're talking and the more you're involved and the more you're kind of like, getting into, okay, what am I thinking about right now? Why am I doing it? Here's why I'm doing this. Here's what I'm thinking about here. Here's where and you want to speed your brain up. So I'm not so much trying to, maybe right before action, I'm trying to shut stuff out, but I'm trying to get my brain going with all the thoughts,
Yeah, absolutely. Jesse, thank you so much. Nice to see you.
Thanks. Good to see you
Great
too.
episode.
Thanks for having me.